Let's wrap up this 2-week talk about peace by just talking about being very careful about what you allow into your heart. We've been talking for 2 weeks about this peace that as a Jesus follower you can have and experience and live with regardless of what's going on around you and regardless of the feelings inside of you. That you have been given a gift, an incredible gift by Jesus of lasting, eternal, fulfilling peace. And peace is something that we all need and that the world needs more than anything right now. And so you as a Jesus follower have the ability to live at peace regardless of your circumstances. And one of the things we have to talk about in order to maintain our peace or to keep it activated is what we allow into our hearts. So let me tell you about this news article that I read just a couple weeks ago from a mental health expert who has been doing some studies and some research. And he wanted to know why so many Western people in the Western culture, why so many of us, so many millions of us struggle with fear and anxiety and worry and dread and, in his words, an impending sense of doom. Many, many millions of us in our culture just suffer from fear and anxiety and worry and an impending sense of doom. And his conclusion was one of the major contributing factors to that is the 24-hour news cycle. His conclusion was that human beings who have been around for thousands of years, only in the last 50 or so, have been given access to the ability to know everything that is going on every continent, in every country, in every corner of our planet. And if you're not careful, you can get sucked into this 24-hour news cycle and just pour into your brain all these bad things that are happening all over the world. And the result is a sense of impending doom and worry and fear and anxiety. And it makes perfect sense. Now, I'm not saying that if you want peace, turn off the news. That is not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is you have to be like David and recognize how important it is that you be careful about what you allow into your heart. And the path to your heart starts with your eyes and with your ears. David said in Psalm 101, verse 3, that he was committed to not setting before his eyes anything vile or wicked or bad or ungodly. In other words, David knew the value of protecting his eyes because what he saw and what he heard eventually made its way into his brain, and what's in your brain eventually makes its way into your heart. And David knew, if I set wicked, bad things in front of my eyes, eventually those things make its way into my heart. And so David, who understood how to live at peace, one of the reasons he did was he guarded his eyes and he guarded his ears and he guarded his mind and he guarded his heart. So I just want to say to you today, if you struggle with fear and worry and anxiety and dread, maybe take a look at the things that you look at. Take a look at the things that you listen to, and be very careful, be very selective about what you allow into your eyeballs and into your ears, because its final destination is your heart. There used to be this old saying back in the 90s, garbage in, garbage out. It's a computer programming term which means exactly what it says. Whatever you put in is exactly what you're going to get out. And so if we as human beings are constantly putting in bad news and panic and drama and things that cause fear, well, we're going to live with fear, because what you put in is what you're going to get out. So as a Jesus follower, if you will be committed to guarding your hearts by guarding your eyes and your ears, you will learn to live at peace. Jesus said, "My peace I give to you, but I don't give peace like the world gives." So do not worry and do not be afraid. Bye.